let bygones be bygones. I don't play with rats, might as well call me a python, killing anything that I put my eyes on. In the concrete jungle, it's a struggle for my life, dog.
Back with another video, man. Steven, Snakekeeper Steve, whatever you want to call me. Concrete jungle pythons. Got something else to talk about, a little bit more about pairing plans and also simple wire rack systems for ball pythons or snakes in general. So I'm gonna show you around it. Maybe I might want to get into it if you want to get into collecting and such, but I'm gonna go straight into it and start talking about it a little more here. And by the way, you see I cleaned it up a little bit for this video, so had to do it, you know what I mean? I'm also gonna show a little bit of my office space. So first is first, don't put your snake in a reptile tank, or like they call fish tanks, whatever you want to call it. It's just really, you're asking for a lot of problems or a hassle to deal with, because for you to keep up the humidity on these things, you might need to run one of these on low, keep a constant humid flow through there. And even if, man, you get some moisture building up and it's just too wet, you can get scale rot. The majority of my snakes, that when I first got them, when I put them in a 10-gallon just for a little bit, they would not eat for me. They would not. Just don't do it, man. This guy's just a picky one. He just likes to be in the tank. He won't eat in the tub. He likes the open space. Something hidden in him. He might not even be a ball python, but we all know he is a ball python. I'm just talking reckless right now. He's just spoiled. I don't know what he wants with his life. But so in yesterday's video, I was showing you guys my wire rack. It's a lot cheaper to run these things, I would say. I pick up this rack for 40 bucks. I can put more racks on it if I buy the same one over and just put more shelves up. It's pretty simple. It works good if you're in a dark room. So what I'm running over here is ENGINER'D heat wire, running all the way down. It's about 3 wires running through each shelf. 3 layers of wire in 3 shelves, because I tried 2 and they're not giving me the nice heat and it was not warming them up. Had to redo it, go through 3. Bottom shelf, I'm actually running 4 wires because, as you can tell, heat rises, so the heat does not hold as well on the bottom shelf. So I'm running 4 wires on the bottom. I only have 1 tub down there just for you to see like the open space, even though you can't really see the wires. You kind of get an idea of what's going on over there. So I had gotten the shelf, the wires. I already had about 5 snakes. They were all in tanks. I was just really desperate to get it because they were not eating for me. So I got the shelf, had to go run to Target and buy all these tubs. They're all Rubbermaid with the clips, you know, because I just wasn't feeling secure with this top. They can obviously get right through the wire rack. So I have to give the clip top, which is the only thing I could say is the downfall. The wire rack, the only downfall I can honestly say if you're not in a dark spot is that you have to run the tops. So me doing videos, for me to show my snakes, I gotta go do every cut separately, take the snake out, take the top off, and then, you know, show the snake off from now on. So that's the downfall, is you gotta have tops because they're gonna obviously get out. And if you're not in a dark room, you might have problems with the snake because they might not feel secure unless if you have a decent hide for each one. My snakes do not have hides. Only one of them do, because they will not eat without the hide in there. Most of my snakes don't have hides in here. Just one of them do, because he's just picky. He won't eat unless the hide's in there. But they all eat. It's nice and dark in here. Keep the curtains up. I have the curtains in here. It's a small office, so everything's nice and dark and warm in here. So everything is like, you know, it works out for me, at least on their case. I do have an Exoterra thermostat, which I do have questions on. See if I can tell me on this. I have to dial it up to like 117 just to get that 87. I do want to know why it's doing that. It could be I have really low ventilation, so I don't know what it is. When I would put it straight under the tub on the wire rack, obviously it was getting out of place, and it would give me that 90. But then with the temp gun on the inside of the tubs, I was getting like 80. So I want to know why I got to dial it up so high just to get that 87. So now I'm running right through the back with a hole in the tub going into the tank, placed on the floor on the hot side, the probe for the thermostat. And yeah, I might be told right away, yeah, I got a pretty crappy thermostat, but it's doing the job right now. Everybody's digesting, everybody's eating. I am gonna upgrade it, but I do want to know, why do I have to dial it up so high to get my temps? And I do run an analog separate just to check humidity and temperatures. I'll run it on the second shelf and towards the top just to check it out and see what's going on. Now I'm gonna show again the snakes a little bit, just to run through it real quick and talk about my substrate and the little trick that I've been using that's been working for me. If you watched yesterday's video when I showed the clown, yesterday he was on cocoa fiber. Little guy's under here hiding. It's whatever. Now I'm gonna explain why I switched him to paper towel. So after they poop, I'll usually spot clean, take out the good stuff, clean out the tub, put in paper towel for like a week or so until they dirty that one up, put fresh water now after they poop. And I typically get a faster feeding response on some of my snakes, for the ones that have been giving me a little bit of problems every here and there. When I switch this to the substrate and I'll clean it out, I'll get a feeding response at least 2 hours later. I'll offer and they'll eat right away. Then I'll just keep them on this. It'll save me from adding more new cocoa fiber. Keep them on that. Then I'll throw this out, clean it out, put them on the cocoa fiber, feed them again. They'll go at it again. But on the second feeding after that, sometimes they will not go for it, especially if I only spot cleaned. I don't like throwing everything out. I'll just throw a good majority around that area, or whatever I see moisture, because it might be urinated. Let's show this little guy off a little bit. You know, your basic clown, but gotta love him. And of course I had to name him It. Now we're on to Kong, my GHI male. I'm gonna explain a little bit about this guy. This dude right here will not let me change the substrate or take away his hide for anything. Like, he literally, I would have to throw away all the cocoa fiber every time he poops or something, spot clean the hell out of it, clean his hide, but he needs to stay with that for me to eat. He will not eat on toilet paper, paper towels, newspaper, anything you offer but cocoa fiber. So, picky as it is, you give the snakes what you need, what they want, not what you need. Not what you like, it's what they like. Remember that. Alright, I'm gonna show something that I didn't want to show. Alright, this is my cinnamon male, who was doing real good at first. He contracted an RI. I don't know if it's anything more than that. Been treating it, and now his mouth is a lot clearer and he's flickering his tongue again. But now he's starting to get a little bit of scale rot, what I believe. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if you can see that, but he's definitely starting to get like some type of scale rot popping up on him. And then after that, now he's starting to clear up with the RI, and it's looking good. I raised his temps and everything, but I don't know, man. I honestly don't know if this guy's gonna make it. Took him to a vet and everything. They gave him Baytril and such, but he's not really showing much. I'm giving him triple antibiotic, no pain reliever, you name it, betadine baths. I don't know, man. He's showing better signs, but then at the same time, I'm not seeing much going on here. So let me get straight to it. Also, when you do have a sick snake, man, don't put them on no substrate. Put them on paper towels. Clean it out every day. Keep that area clean. Don't raise the humidity, because you're just feeding bacteria growth. Keep it dry if anything, and just soak them in water to give them water and stuff like that. But don't give him too much on his tub. Just leave it as that. You will see better signs like I have been seeing, but still a little, you know, obviously got to be worried. Another one that hasn't been doing too well is this Mojave male. And I do think a lot of this has to do with the fact of my bottom rack. When I was running it for at least a month with only 2-3 wires, until I realized, I'm like, it's way too cold down here. And these were the only 2 that were down there, and they both got the same sickness. They both got a little bit of the scale rotting coming up on them. Don't know what it is, I don't know. And then this one, you could feel like a rat stuck down in his tail, and he has almost a month without eating. Raise the humidity, there is nothing we could do about it but hoping he might digest it. They will not dissect him and do a surgery on him for him to get that rat out. And that could be one of his problems. The RI, let me see if I can take a look. Hasn't really cleared up as much on this one, but they get better. So yes, I love keeping these snakes and it's a blessing to have them. But at the end of the day, you gotta be real and let people know it's not all glamorous and this easy thing. You're not gonna always get perfect eggs. You're not gonna always have the strongest snake. There will be bumps in the road. It all matters if you're gonna care for it and supervise it and try to do something about it. Don't put money into these snakes if you don't have money to take care of them, feed them, take them to a vet, or even buy any like medical supplies like, you know, F10 and triple antibiotic and keeping these things on standby, betadine. It's not only about the snake and how much the snake is. This is one dude I did not get to show you guys in the first video that I uploaded yesterday, and this is my pastel super stripe named Zeus, the god, the Greek god. You know, he's a eater. Talking about he will eat. Only weird part about him is that he will not take live feed and he will not feed off the tongues. I just have to drop it in there, which isn't really a problem. It's actually cool, so you don't gotta stress over nothing. He will eat it. And he's also makes a mess out of his tub. Keep him on paper towels because he likes it. He will not eat on substrate neither. My pickiest snake, my second snake that I owned, and I do plan on pairing him up with Big Bertha herself, my spider super stripe. I'm hoping to get some super yellow bellies, maybe bumblebee super stripes, spider super stripes, pastel super stripes, pastels, whatever comes out of them. I'm gonna love them all and I'm gonna make sure everything works out good. Hopefully it happens, you know. But besides that, man, I just love keeping these snakes. So you remember the clown I just showed you guys? We're talking about pairings. I plan on pairing it with Nala, my pastel head clown. Hope some normal clowns and some pastels. Hopefully no normals, but hopefully something happens. And this will be later on, probably a whole year and a half from now, maybe 2, maybe more. Then I plan on pairing my GHI with my fire yellow belly, just to get some maybe yellow belly GHIs, fire GHIs, whatever comes out of it. It'll just be cool. Hopefully that could happen out. For my banana, I have nothing for him right now. I might lock him up with the fire yellow belly just in case the GHI won't, or just, you know, maybe get a dual side. And for my super pastel, I do want to find another pastel for him. Make some super pastels again, or maybe something else. I gotta really find some other females to work with. I had to show off this beauty again. This was my low white pied female that was sold to me as a male that I spoke about yesterday, but I had to show it again, you know. I do want to find the visual pied male to put with her. Maybe also something else to make some heads to do something else later on, but besides that, she's actually not a breeding project. Something I would like to do, but this was one of the first snakes I wanted next to the clown. Original name was Bullet, now it's Bonnie. Another specimen I want to introduce you to is this Guatemalan Colombian purebred humanoid. His setup is currently at 75 degrees, eats 5 times a day, and takes a breath out of you, man. 20 pounds is heavy. But no, my little baby boy Messiah, he's a handful. In the future, he will be in videos handling these snakes and helping Dad out. I'm literally out of breath. I had to run downstairs and grab my kid real quick, bring him back up. But I had to show him to you guys, you know. Family first, he's a part of the family, man. I had to put him back in his tub.
It's Max on the beat.